All right. And you're in Adofonum, pastor and your church. Pastor IBD or Eminia Bema pa, we go way back. And he's also always been very supportive. And then Hokafo Regina. Regina is like a sister to me, and she's been a friend. We've all been there for each other. And this invitation, dear, I can not come or be part of it. I'm happy to be here. And Mejidi say, yebe raise questions, yena yebetimi susu hunia ahwe kwan yebetimi aboa ye mani ye nuanom ene ye namfofo because if we look at it from a global point of view, say, ye na Ghana for, benye Ghana for, Africa for, say, ye na ye ma ye na, and na ye o bankwa, say, who advise you bema obi bansuna abuana, in the end, is for the collective good. Enti Mejidi say, and that will be a blessing. And Amidanyamia se nam na adomunsuntino, we can have this discussion. Mesdames asenso se moi se mumre na mube devote time ni na yeti medin komo. Ushe me text na me choose ye na Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 to 8. I chose it because timing in life is important, and recognizing the urgency of time and making the right decisions at the right time makes a huge difference in one's life. And me reflecting on that test to give us something at the back of our mind to say, men prosponu die waso ye na nopa enko share enyumre, because each day we have to seize the day. Nyankopon maya each day for a time and purpose. And it's very important that we seize each day and each moment for what is meant for it to be. Enti yufufuo no topic omuchusu ni ye Y-Junction and career development. Na menije se omuchusu one of these topics because ye na ushe me life I started off not in medicine, but today I'm a medical doctor. I am a hospitalist working in different states. And my background, the various aspects of it, helps me every day to be a better physician. Pastor shared a little bit of my background with you. But my journey, even though it may seem, Bia, how do you go from accounting to medicine? Mamika bibika crunchro. When me were school or Ghana, and even in discussing career choices, there were three things that piqued my interest. I narrowed it of all the things that I want to do to accounting because I like numbers and calculations. And it did make sense to me. I did like cost accounting at the time. And I was interested in law because I also had interest in justice. And because as a teenager growing up, I saw some injustices that I felt like I could have an impact if I became a lawyer. But ultimately, something that I always did as a child, even my parents would say that I was always caring for people, obi wo hwana the plaster kotare ne na ho na me de ntoma gwa chechire ne na, that also was an interest. Those were things that I considered at high school, but the opportunities at that time in Ghana weren't right for me to go into medicine, into me accounting as one of my options. But in high school, me both accounting courses and I me science courses and so. Time me high school, now I was only about 14 years old. And I went into accounting and work as an accountant, and so na me too kwan. But me too kwan no, me who said there were opportunities for me to enhance myself. And me evaluating who say that if I opportunity be BSM there, then my mindset right from the get-go has to be made in such a way or position myself. And there is one thing that I always told my children, say, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. You have to prepare yourself so that when the right opportunity comes, you will be able to use that opportunity. Enti ewo say yeah siesie ye hu disie ewo bribia ye mu even to said ye Christo akwantu mu no kra no ye besi ye siesie ye hu sie as Christians no. That's how even in our careers no, we always have to plan ahead, strategize, look at it, rethink it when circumstances change. Now, my discussion, you better diving more into it. One of the things in Chrome Hano in America, that not just my background and what I did, but I've had years of experience mentoring young people, not just my children. I fervently believe that the mother is the primary teacher of her children and responsible for their education. My role model and my greatest role model of all times is still my mother. Most of the things I knew in school and class, even growing up, she was my math teacher. She taught me math. May her soul rest in peace. She passed away last year, but she empowered us. She was open and helped us to strategize, access relevant questions. So she inspired me so many ways. And even as she rests in the Lord, she's still inspiring me every day in the things I do. And I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of young people about careers, whether it's medicine, pharmacy, dentistry, accounting, engineering, helping them to strategize their goals, looking at their strengths and weaknesses. I've also personally not just limited myself to just the things that academically I do, but as hobbies and things I do, I have interest in real estate. I consider myself a farmer, a serious farmer. But all this in conjunction to, I'm telling you this to let you know, say uka say uko school, that doesn't mean say school kwa na ubetimi aye. Ubetimi aye nyame adwuma. My canvassing for a very long time. Now, canvassing has been one of the training grounds that has been very valuable to me. I've used the skills I learned in canvassing every day in my life. Because of canvassing, I can walk to anybody and talk to them, whether it's about Christ, about any topic, because canvassing is a good training ground. So if you have an opportunity, that's something you may want to consider in the near future if you get that opportunity. It's very invaluable. In discussion to talk about our topic of today, ye mebu ine bebrena realizes say in choosing their majors, ye can say major topics are usia ewa college, ye were major, ye were minor. In their chosen majors, or they have experienced lack of knowledge about internships, and because they didn't plan ahead, not because sometimes they didn't know, that has caused stumbling blocks on their path to success. They have found themselves in situations where their majors may not lead to job opportunities, or they lack the necessary experience to break through in their chosen fields. As we gather today, say yes, and then
your man is kind on your way.
Say yes, and then my hope is say, your bedroom say, how can young individuals proactively seek out information and resources to expand their knowledge about different careers, job market trends, and required qualifications, enabling them to make informed decisions about their career paths? How can we as parents, or what can we do as parents to assist our children in avoiding potentially unfavorable consequences in their decision making? And also say behaviors be and I say actions be na young parents no unknowingly engage in it contributed to challenges for our children. And a lot of the information I gathered was talking to other youth. I mean, ideas from them. Niema stumbling blocks are omudrin say, yeah, as parents, no, ye bet me a boawom and I say bibi wo honsu a yeah and boawom. They also bear responsibility. But I think say ye nyanti asibi wo hwa e bet me a boayen a guide mofrano in a meaningful way. And I make parents and yeah obi a wawu obi nkoa, but as guardians say be a wo show be so and I say obi ben na wo mentor na. Some of these things no can help. And you know, me kasa say me the expert meaning bibia, but may bring out these questions. Ebe stimulate ye na ya dream. Na ya ask questions. Ya dream questions ne ho. Se ne be ya ye betimi edin komo. Na ye na ya come into a resolution about how best to help our youth to advance, to avoid some of these pitfalls that happen when we are at intersections in our life. The reality of life is that we all have been at intersections. And if you have not been at an intersection, maybe you may potentially be at an intersection. And knowing ahead of time some of the pitfalls, learning from other people's mistakes will help you to avoid these things from happening. Into yet what young common also no so what question be I'll bet my type or chat no mu na in the end no, if there is opportunity I will consider some of those questions if possible, but Yamibwa Saturday will answer all your questions in Timpacho. Keep that in mind. And in looking at slide now, the 5 primary steps.
Yes, please.
Okay. Into the 5 primary steps in career development. But I just want us to consider a few because of time constraints. Self-exploration and assessment, career research, career exploration and experimentation, decision-making and career selection, and finally, planning and action. Into yekase self-exploration and assessment, na den na yeka. I say, I was say yeti asiye, the various strategies are understanding of who we are first. Into say, Mimi ye esimesi me de Gloria, me obia me misro heights. Ain't no misro heights nature say career me choose na se me pese me ye skydiving na was say me dream who I am as an individual, my strength, my personality, skills, talent, and interest. Ebe boa me to make those decisions. Into me can say self-exploration and assessment. Ebe here say obia at some point no bet nase no I dream who I can say okay, this is who I am. These are my interests. These are my strengths. These are my personality. And sometimes no crown, you may not know all of it, but and in exploring your environment, that's how you know. You learn more about yourself if you go out there and you live your life. You don't explore and know when you just sit and just looking and seeing what is it that you can do. It's very important that one, as parents, we encourage our children to go out there and explore and give them opportunity to explore beyond our comfort levels. Yenny experiences, especially those of us are yenny kakra or Ghana ye too kwino. Ye experience ye different from ye mane benyin wahano. Ain't you know, it was say ye be ya dreamu ni who say environment ni the same. Ye values no, we respect our values, but also no in Kolane nyin wahano, they have even gained more added value systems that enrich them. And you said ye warning ye that have even enriched them more. Ye wo yensu ye betimi esue bibie free omunchen wo bra yensu ye impact our culture and our belief system and our values to them. Enti ye hunu say ye interchange ye betimi esue free ye manoho na almost esue free ye ho it will be a smooth transition. There will be less friction because ye na nyanse ni obaku fro team ye na betimi esue from each other. Another way so ye betimi ye can say career researcher is to say me pese me ye carpenter. I was say me share information about what are the qualities a carpenter here. Then I was say me ye ebe me in order to become a good carpenter. In terms of labor market, me wo Columbus, me wo New York. What is the labor market in New York like for carpenters? Do I have to relocate? Adisiana, I was say Missiano, a BB, be a carpenter for a lot of measurements, ni calculations. Me so me calculations and papa ma bomodian so a baby I have weakness. Ain't say carpentry require a lot of math. Either say I will improve my skills to be able to do that, and it is possible to, and yes, say bibia wunim yankwa na obetimi aye. My life is an example. Say you can adapt, learn, and relearn. As long as you stay humble and open-minded, you can learn anything. But misu minimu say enye bibia enyo bia no betimi aye carpenter. Minim so say enyo bia na obetimi aye chef. Obi wo ho or person ye chef so ya still or ye mokona intini twemu. And there are some people who have a natural knack for certain things, whilst others find it easy to do certain things. And the doctor, no, it's not better than the one that is carpenter. And that the one who is an engineer is not better than who is the farmer or who is the cleaner. We all have various talents and abilities. And I think, sir, if nothing else, no, the thing I want to keep us in mind is, say, you better look at, we'll be honest with ourselves. Na ya ma ye mofra, any ye mofra nankasans no, are realizing what their best potential is and reach out for their best potential so that they can excel. And also you be encouraging your man so say the fact say won't mean ye way no interest won't me and you who I won't mean ye. Mribia na me mama catch me say modern bobu musu abasaso. Enti se me fan say Jentia no kasa ne so no one kasa no ye janka. But because of her own determination, oko school, born home modern to me graduate to be where she was. Well, and he maybe not catching me say the fact say who facing obstacles in life doesn't mean say we give you up now can say oh mean to me yet. But a mom say obstacle which I believe say there is nothing impossible when it comes to looking at my goals. I look at my challenges. So me per se me dua tomatoes na me dua tomatoes da misua me kanye ma wo per se dua tomatoes wo ye eni moko a na misua ho nyema nyema say oh okay e bia asase a me wo no asase ne nye fertile te bia me de manu ogumu a mbetimi aboa me se na ebe ya masase no ebe ye fertile kakra mbetimi adua intos no. Sanso na additional careers no. For example, nursing school ayedin. Na even why you hono kra no your society no sometimes no because of prejudice that exists no teachers no kra be discourage you in sometimes. And you know when you anya din ukwa ada u starting nurse people be starting nursing school man wie anya so ma bon, but it's because of the system. But the fact that the system no etisano, you know that ahead of time. And when they try to weaken your resolve, you stand firm in your resolve and you keep fighting and you keep striving. And when they realize that they cannot put you down, they will have to give up and you allow yourself to excel. I think, say, it's important, say, yebe nya adwene mindset say bibia ni ho ayentimi nye ba with modern born ye betimi aye enti one narrow down when who say e bia person ye carpenter person ye lawyer person ye doctor person ye nurse enti kwan ben so na obefa so no ye next steps. Some of the things you can do is do informational interview. Ni ye ka say informational interviewer, for example opese udi software enti uni more the but unim say pastor Ibi wo ho no akọ no ni pastor Ibi akasa say pastor Ibi me pese me di software but me hwe sanka obenya time na nka kwese de be yanka obenya 10-15 minutes bi amamia na nka me wo questions bi a extra madrin so na nka wa guide me enti ye betimi ayesa say asofudio say ye doctor say ye pharmacy say a carpenter, say electrician. Those kind of people are first hand. You talk to one person, get idea about more questions, and talk to different people because obia oko school ni preparation ni school fees oko medicine. The perspective is different. From me in medicine, your friend Crawford be say straight arrow, any bent arrow. Mimi say no, me a bent arrow because say man call me fi high school direct and call medical school. Me high school me juma ye various professions they teach nyema bebre and sana me call back to me call medical school into me a bent arrow into obi oye straight arrow and obi etu school fees amano no akọ. Any means so I may adjust my school fees and still taking care of family. You know, my perspective, my challenges are a little bit different. And to uninipa bebre kasa, ubenya diverse opinions about the old person we know. And you also keep in mind and so say, and you be also on any bekasa no be encourage you. Obi wo ho a owo profession bia on pese obi nso be ye bi enti obeka no kra na kire say bia say but obe discourage you nko enti you have to keep in mind say the fact say obi cultural say memo obi nkan kire say won't mean yet. That's the point I want to make. Don't let somebody tell you that you cannot do it, but gather the information and be honest with yourself and look at your strengths, potentials, and decide whether you can do it. And even tell yourself, say, hey, Bia, I may not be able to do it now, but what are the tools I can put in my toolbox that can empower me and help me to be able to do what I want to do? Informational interviews, no, very important. Na say me fan say a doctor na person ya na say mama nurse na person na papa nurse na person ya. Omo was shadowing opportunities, various hospitals wo ho na wako na oni nipa kuna koye adwuma for a day. Omo a lot of high school programs are hospitals are na me ye adwuma no. High school sport me ba no ma spend the day with me. Omo process wo how bet me afa so. Now, wakoye all this job shadowing in the areas. And now, who says, so wakoye all this shadowing now, it will help to shape your idea and mindset. Exactly, say, when I me pese me ya na say, wait dear, it's not for me. Make I say, one time in my rotations, no, our medical school, me shadow neurosurgery. Na me year rotation neurosurgery surgery no surgery no from anopa ye call ye no. We were there for more than 10 hours standing on my feet. Na theater no so awo wo ho. After that no na me see neurosurgery there. Na me pe neuroscience pa, but me see neurosurgery there. Enya dia me I would think say it would be a chosen career path for me. Why? Because me say one, I wouldn't like to stand for that long, and me pay awo bebre, ain't you know, to stand there in the cold for that many hours. I was able by that personal experience on the job, no, realize say, okay, this may not be for me. And that is the value. It goes beyond somebody telling you about the career. When you actually do job shadowing, you're doing volunteering, or you're doing internships. And even sometimes, me a part-time job in that area. Nebe bow to know whether you want to do that. Now I had research. Now, ultimately, before I wanted to do a PhD, and I did a lot of research work, but a training me who say me interest no still our medicine more than, even though I would like to do research, you know, I wouldn't want to do research full time. It was because I took a part-time job as a research assistant. I was able to make an informed decision, say maybe being a full-time researcher will not be a career path that will bring me the joy and the satisfaction that I desire. And these are some of the things once you decide, say, these are the areas I want to go, no. These are some of the pathways that you can choose. And then ultimately it comes to the courses that you take in college. You have to plan ahead. So when you say certain courses, we are anthropology, we choose courses appropriately. But we drink anthropology, now we drink to say, hey, what are the job opportunities? From the previous slide, doing your research is very important. That career research. In anthropology for cry, saying, what are the opportunities? Be anthropology, Juma, Texas. Do I want to relocate to Texas? And it's one dream when na say a year impromptu say obi ye bintin so yeah. No one who say where do more. And now what you say a career path, you are making somebody else happy and not making yourself happy. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, it boils down to getting to the point where you make the decision and you select the career, looking at both the advantages and disadvantages and all of your options. And then you balance between pay and enjoyment, because I will tell you, say, you know, money is not everything. Money is important, but money is not everything. Money will never make you happy. Just having enough money is not going to. Money can help you to settle some of your needs, but it's not going to make you happy. And don't choose a career just because but choose a career every day a drag on you. Ba na wa say wa bre. But at the end of the day, no, ubetimi aka say ejuma way no ejuma, it brings me satisfaction. Thankfully, no, metimi aka say de bia me can say mejuma meye no. Me patience a me hwe wom no. Omo ma me anije. Se me ko na say at the end of the day, me ba na ma brepa, but my interaction with my patients, learning from them, listening to them, and their impact, being able to help them improve in the course of their illness, and the positive outcomes, bring me tremendous joy. And for me, maybe I can say, say obi antua me kakra na say me hwen krofo I will take care of them because it brings me joy. And I hope say as we're looking at work and finding the balance between what we like, the quality of life that we want, and all those things, we'll be able to choose a career not because say our parents want it or almost for that path, keke. But ebeye to say bibi so ayankasa ye niji ho, because your parent is not going to live that life for you. You are going to live that life. And I think it will be important our parents will support us in making career decisions and avoid unfavorable decisions. For example, I'll go back to a slide. Parents should help us to explore and to self-reflect. They should encourage us as children to explore a variety of interests and career options from an early age. For example, a good example would be say, Omanu or younger age, momo explore, say even music lessons, momo explore as much as that is available that you can afford to let them try, whether it's dancing lessons or sports or golf or anything. Expose them. And by exposure, they are able to say, oh, me pe tennis, me pe football, me pe way, me pe trumpet, but me pe cello. And that is something I was able to expose me mofrano time or musano to let them experience. And through that experience, Omoankasa get to know themselves and explore which direction, of course, by guiding them. And let's encourage them to try different activities. Let's encourage them to volunteer and intern in fields that they find interesting. But another important point when it comes to parental support, Obi ni Mobeka say I am being hard on the parents. But because we come from, and yes, it's based on a lot of things in Melbourne, Kachreme, and I've learned from a lot of the interactions. A lot of times, parents, ma open communication. Because one, we have to foster open and supportive communication. Meaning, ye didn't come about careers, and yet threatening. Na abofra no be feel say, and a young adult no be feel say, you are genuinely open to listen to him or her about what they are also thinking, because they are not stupid. They also have some ideas about what they think they are interested. But if we do not create a safe environment, they will not be open to freely discuss their aspirations, their fears, their concerns, and about their career choices. And if we can step back from being the authoritative parents and telling them what they need to do, but rather being an active listener and providing guidance without not imposing our own expectation or biases, it will be a tremendous help for our youth to be able to tell us what they are thinking, what is it that they are interested, and we'll be able to guide them in a non-threatening way. Because a lot of time, and I've seen situations that parents na catch or momani say, hey, be a me pesa ye doctor. Or also was starting pre-med classes, science classes, but or failing the GPA is not good. And because one man who said doctor Anna was all no. On can't rumpo after graduation best no. I know a lot of people are or who feel say or yeah doctor. Me and madam for be or yeah doctor. Neba or full say neba graduation time no. Instead so be yeah pre-med no. Neba no koya anthropology. And I say anka kolani can't me put anka Mary directing no nye be before fra. But on one case also who say or no so yeah inform so. No, yes, me a doctor was so yeah doctor now be take over my practice. Ain't he wasn't flexible to allow Nebano to openly discuss pre-med no mijai or even first year no na mi so. And that's the importance of having an open communication. In the end, no, headaches down the line. We will resolve the issue now. We'll have the unpleasant conversations and make a decision and move forward. And the other thought when it comes to parental support, and they say, how do we encourage internships? Some of the youth nekachem say so many internships are parents nebeka say oh ye ntua oka enti no why do it? But it is in a lot of internship free now you can even land your future job. It's very important. Say some of the things I obey me a lot of volunteer work I ntua meka. But I mean him say in order for me to be able to have a breakthrough and experience and to excel to where I want to be, I volunteered a lot. I volunteered in my children's school. I volunteered in various healthcare organizations. I volunteered to mentor a lot of people. And by so that, it opened doors for me to learn more about other careers and also to make informed decisions about the path that I think I was choosing at the time. And I cannot stress enough the importance of volunteering and learning about other career paths. In all these things, I was a creative forum to teach financial literacy and to manage expectations. And who here say to educate them about the financial implications of career choices, help them understand the potential return on investment for various majors or careers. Majors need be interesting careers to explore, but in fact, you will not be able to make a meaningful, your friend is saying, me fan say, what is student loan? 100,000. Ako school. Na ejuma obeye no can only pay you, let's say 25,000 a year. Your return of investment is in paying that loan back and all those things, no. And as a me fan say, market your obenya 25,000. Now ako school school fees near very, very expensive. Not in proportion to the career that you are choosing. So the unnecessary financial headache can bring to you down the line. And we should also not forget the potential of community colleges in helping us to reduce the cost of education. A lot of prerequisites can be done at community colleges and then transferred to universities during our 3rd and 4th year to cut down some of the costs. Another things we need to also consider is seeking external guidance. Obi anywa onim bibia me medicine, but me need much about it. electrician adwuma and I say carpenter adwuma. Enti me ba pe say o show interest in that. Was say me kope obi and I say me seeking information whether it is online and I say even career fairs me call and I say me pe carpenter ni and I say electrician bi na me na di nkomo. Now me as a parent no I will have more information. Sene be ya met me a guide me bano. Being a parent is not just providing. In a lot of cases, no, our parents do a great job in supporting, especially immigrant parents, no. To help us, to support us in our goals. But sometimes they themselves don't know. And I want to empower the parents, say, you don't have to know everything, but you can always seek the advice and knowledge from other people to empower you to guide your child. Arabia na menene kasa no kache me say tama na or high school ni college, especially college, na addition ye ne den, but ni mami bisa ne say etisenya no kaso mom is challenging also me bompire ma. And no say at that time no dear Ohiano was not just empire, but he needed somebody he can talk to about her goals. She was expecting her mom to ask, okay, what are you finding challenging? And you finding it challenging, and ye minim carpenter who shoe, and I mean electrician who shoe, and ye kempe obi onim sa nim die no hwe so betimi advice no aboa to see say how I betimi overcome and na say yempe tutor betimi aboa in that regards. Enti me pese me empower yen as parents ne say we don't have to know everything. And obi ani ho a onim bibia me minim bibia but minima me bisa. Enti yen ye comfortable say si enim bibia ye be bisa won enim in that field no betimi aboa yen ye de aboa yen ma no ma akoba bia ye pese omoko. Enti obi betimi bisa say for a young person who lack supportive family structure or face challenges, how can they get help? Because obi wo ha me fan say we took when figure na wo phone ha e no best school ha. Such a person can look for mentors outside the family who can provide guidance and support. So don't limit yourself. Various universities have websites that you can take advantage of, your community, immediate community that we can take advantage of, and always leverage your online resources. Use online platforms and resources to expand your knowledge and gain exposure to different career options. Nyamiadom internet know a lot of information. It can be a starting point. Online courses, webinars, seminars, or ubetimi etiebi. And instead say be online, be shows and whatever your career choices are, now areas our person will explore. Spend some time online to find out what is going on in those areas. And you be able to have a lot of information. Any textbook move and I say but you'll be able to empower yourself in a more meaningful way. At the same time, so whilst those sites can offer you scholarship, financial aid, you can find opportunities a bit say the burden, the financial burden on school, because education is very expensive. And if you don't try to find education, there is quality education, but quality education doesn't have to leave you bankrupt. And who say, okay, say immediately my career met you say me juma, and I said things and work out. What is my plan B? And I believe in plan B or C, because say if you don't have alternative plans, you be easily frustrated because things don't always work out the way you plan it to be. I was going into medicine, but I had plan B and C in case that didn't work out. I had something to fall on. I had my nursing degree to fall on to be able to still feed myself and contribute to my family, to be able to take care of them. And those are some of the things that I want us to keep in mind as we think about options for our careers and growth. And what about if things don't pan out? But before that, I want to quickly look at this slide about timelines. I put 2020, 2025, 2035, 2040 as some of the things are in planning your career, especially you are planning. The time to start is when they are in primary and elementary school, thinking about extracurricular activities to build their resume, especially competitive schools, any Ivy League school, they look at a year now share that for activity, but who shows you've developed interest in various areas over time, you become more attractive to some of these schools. And that's something we should nurture our children from the time we are born and try to help them to develop all their potentials. A high school, any mre was say we develop internships, and your college. Me manu no high school no me pe research opportunities. Me my manu me care training, for example, Victor. Me manu shadow judge now during the summer no only judges na wo Cleveland at the time no more some programs I call joining na initial interest, but in the end no catch me say me mama the system the way it is no, I don't think law is for me. It goes against my value system. And you know, my unfortunate so yeah, but I am glad they say me exposing you to all those areas to have an idea about what is it that he like, that he doesn't like. In the end, you know, my mantra was say, I will not let you settle for your lowest potential, but I'm not going to force you to be something that you don't want to be or you don't have any interest in. At the end of the day, I want you to find the things that you are good, that brings you joy, that can help you to put food on the table. You don't have to be a doctor. I always tell my children, you don't have to be a doctor. I want you to be the best that you can be for yourself. And I don't want you to be like my neighbor's child. I don't want you to do like my friend's child. I want you to be the best human being that you can be. You are not in competition with anybody else. And I don't think, say, we should make our children to feel that they are in competition with anybody else. So I already talked enough about how our parents can help us. And 3 quick points: encourage exploration and self-reflection, foster open and supportive communication, avoid pressuring or imposing choices, seeking external guidance. And to me, funny say, one follow the pathway, we choose the wrong courses. For instance, what take it, Uko school, we are American history, where we are American history, degree in American history. What realizes say, where we are schools, juma. Into what can you do? And now if say, okay, be met me some courses, now go into nursing, for example. You don't have to. There are accelerated programs. A bit me a transition from American history. More 1 year accelerated programs. A bit me a ubeti me aye nursing within 1 year. With your degree already you have earned. And now say obey a 3-year program. Obey nurse practitioner from you. Even though so 1 year sciences no. ubetimi take courses ewo community college. Ubenya those prerequisites. What about say GPA low? GPA low and your life sentence is challenging, but you can improve. If I say GPA 2.0, you can go to community college. If it's where we university, but community college, we take courses. You know where you are, you know where you want to be. You take enough courses to bring your GPA up. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be a cumulative point average. And all those courses are going to count and help your 2.0 come to 2.5. So that areas, let's say, Anchor schools are applying for nursing and common file because your GPA was 2.0. No, say here now you've opened doors for yourself to be able to compete at some of these programs. And the mechanism modern bobu musu abasaso. Enti se nyameye wadum na pa wo fa so no eduko wie destination a wo pa, praise be to God. But se pa wo fa so no fa wan kosi baby a wo kwa, it's not a life sentence. And now you should not feel say we a loser because say it doesn't pan out. Things don't always work out. But realize say the most important thing say you not beat yourself down and feel depressed, say, oh, and it will also help, say, parents then compare, say, I see Messi called your ye say, oh, be in a pathway. And we should, life itself is stressful enough. Our children are facing various challenges, and sometimes they feel inadequate in ways, say, they are already stressed. And if you start comparing them with other people's children, we are not helping. But rather, I want us to help our children to develop the best potential they can be for themselves. Their greatest competition is for themselves. It doesn't mean, say, if somebody is doing better, they cannot emulate some good qualities or characteristics of them. But we should not push them to be who they are not. But let us help them to develop the best qualities they have to be the best version of themselves. By that, they will be happy in doing what they are doing. And by the way, not all careers require degree. You can be a carpenter and make a great income. There are some farming projects right here in this country that you can do that have tremendous income potential, 6-figure from farming. You know, you just have to know. And to open your mind to new horizons and explore. Don't be afraid to box yourself. And I want you to also reach out. So in summary, looking at the time, it's like, I want you to keep these things in mind. One, knowing you and your market and your environment. That means that you are going to be true to yourself and understand your strength and your limitation. And also realize there is a typo there. What is it that is the best thing for you? And what does your best life look like? Because my best life and your best life will not be the same. And realize that don't choose career just based on money alone, because money is not everything. Money helps, but it's not the key to happiness. The next step I want you to consider is to strategize. Have primary goals, have secondary goals. Have plan A, plan B. Network without limitations. And this is very important. In medicine, you have a lot of people from Asian descent that are there. You will find less people in some of the science careers that look like you. And I want to encourage you not to limit yourself. Network without limitations to ethnicity, race, or religion. I don't. We are all God's children. If you know something that I want to learn, I don't care whether you are a child or an adult, I will learn from you. And let's harness support system, because support system is very vital. My family has been an invaluable support for me. when I was about to go to medical school, when I got admission, I discussed with my husband and children, especially my children. And I said, guys, this is, I said, I've got admission to medical school. This is the impact it's going to have on the family. Do you think you guys can handle this? And if we can do it together as a family? And over the years, I told them that one day I would like to go into medical school. So we have made preparations ahead and how they are going to be independent, and a plan was in place. But even when it came to the time, we had a conversation to see, say, if this is something that will be okay for the family. It's not just, I'm going to medical school by any means necessary. And after having the discussions, we realized, we are in the position to take on that challenge. And I couldn't have taken that challenge if they were all not on board and if they were not supporting me. And there were a lot of tears. There were a lot of challenges. There were times that money was rough, but having their support meant the world. And that's what was able to propel me to success. And as we talk about intersections and Y-junctions, it means that we are going to realize that we are going to, as we go on the journey from time to time, we will identify, say, are we going the direction in which we set out to be our goals? And don't be afraid to realize, say, "Nami pese me a doctor, but doctor is not for me. I am coming out." And come out with dignity and respect for yourself and do what is it that your heart desire. Know when to persevere and know when to abort the plan. You've tried everything or you realize that this is not for you. Do yourself and everybody else a favor and know when to abort. Continue ongoing research about your field. And in the end, aim for your best sustainable life that you can be. I want to thank you all for your time. And I hope that God continue to bless you.
Amen.
This is a topic that we could talk hours about, but I hope that these little ideas that I have shared with you will stimulate you to start the discussion and ask more questions. And hopefully it leads you to the intersection, where it's an intersection, whether it's a U-turn or going straight ahead to what your goals and career dreams are. I wish you all the best. And we can live to our God-given potential, because God has called us to be the head and never the tail. God bless you.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. God bless you.
Amen.
Amen.